welcome to We Got a podcast about Dragon Ball from A to Z, from Earth to Namek to Sadala. We cover it all. My name is Randy.
And my name's Doug.
Really? You have no fun name this time?
I only think, oh yeah, I should think of a clever name as soon as you starting the podcast. I'm like, oh yeah, I did not think of anything during this movie for that.
Oh, that's fine. Either way.
What is there? Bojack Horseman Doug?
Galactic Warrior Doug.
See, I didn't ask you the title before, so I didn't even know what to go off of.
That's fine. We are...
I'm Duskoy Doug.
Duskoy Doug, I like it. Alliteration, always a fan. We're the world's strongest under the heavens duo here every other week to talk your ear off about fights, goofs, and everything else in the Dragon Ball cosmos. Doug, what's new with you?
I'm going to Vegas tomorrow, baby.
Whoa!
Yeah, friends having a bachelor party, and we're all going to Vegas, and I could not be less excited.
Oh no, why are you not excited?
Well, I'm a freaking nerd, and I'm an introverted nerd who's now going to an extroverted area full of like nightclubs and all this stuff with all my extroverted friends who have who make 3 times more money than I do and are just banking on spending a lot of money. Yeah, it's I'm excited now, but just I'm trying to make the best of it, you know?
Yeah. It's outside of your element, but
I can't edit AMVs in a nightclub. Come on.
Well, you could. You get a really sweet laptop with some RGB lighting, man.
That's all I need. Yep, we are getting a table. Just got to get my laptop out and
put on some sweet headphones to make sure you got that mix just right.
It would be the worst person in the club.
Or the coolest.
But yeah, no, so I'm packing right now for that.
Well, that's cool. I'm sure you're going to have a blast. I mean,
yeah. Once
once you're there and you're in the flow, when you're with your buds, it's way easier.
With all that freaking heat.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a dry heat. I've been there. It's hot. But it's dry.
Yeah, I'm hoping I can look back on this episode and be like, oh yeah, I was kind of dreading it, but I actually had a good time. So I'm being optimistic in the long run.
Yeah, by the time this episode's out, you'll be home and be like, oh man, that was a great time. I don't know what I was grousing about.
Yep, let's hope so.
Well, that's cool, man.
Yeah, how about you?
Let's see. What have I done? Oh, I beat Persona 4 Golden, so that was really great.
Oh, nice. Congrats.
Thank you. I've had a lot of people telling me I should play it for years and years and years, so I'm glad to prove all of them 100% right. So that's good.
That it was a good game.
Yeah, exactly, and that it would be my jam. So
nice.
It was good. I'll get into more. I do have another a little side story I want to tell. Is that okay?
No.
Okay. Well, moving on.
No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
So we've talked about before that I had mega sleep apnea, right?
Right.
So
did you get the CPAP machine?
I did get my CPAP machine,
Dude,
but there's an
tell
interesting.
me how that was.
Let me tell you about how it was getting it. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm there. I'm at my sleep medical equipment place. They're like, all right, cool. We're going to hook you up with one of these, but you got to see your doctor. He's going to walk you through this, go through any questions you might have, blah, blah, blah. So I go in, talking to my doctor, new person that I've never met before. We're sitting there, we're chatting and things like that about what's going on. Just the usual things like, oh, what do you do for work? As he's filling stuff out, I'm like, oh, I work in graphic design. He's like, oh, cool. Like, what do you do? Do you have like a portfolio or anything? I'm like, yeah. And I pull up on my phone and I show him like, here you go. Here's some stuff. There's like my podcast or whatever. He's like, oh, sweet Piccolo. Oh, you have a podcast? What is it about? I'm like, Dragon Ball. And he's like, oh, sweet. What's, tell me some more. What's going on? Like, so what's the deal with the new movie? Like, what's happening there?
Oh, wow.
I fill him in. He is a super cool dude. We talked for like a half hour about like anime and Dragon Ball in general.
Dude, nice.
Yeah, so now my sleep doctor subscribes to the show, and I'm so glad to hear you or to have you listen. Maurice, you're a super cool dude. I just want everybody to know. Check out @MauriceSings on Instagram. Dude has a killer set of pipes.
Nice.
A lot of R&B.
Oh, really?
He's so cool. Yeah, he's the coolest dude ever.
That's so cool. That's the best part about Dragon Ball, how it brings, everyone together. That's the show that everyone knows. Like exactly. I went to like an interview like many, many years back, and like during my interview, like somehow Dragon Ball came up and we like completely bonded over that.
Oh yeah.
It was great. I didn't get the job, but that's besides the point.
Well, at least you made a new lifelong Dragon Ball buddy.
No.
And you'll maybe see him at the tournament and you'll be like, "Oh, hey, we got to fight."
Oh my
now.
god, yeah. Which tournament? Not the Tenkaichi Budokai.
No, but some weird one put on by a mega rich man, probably.
Mr. Money.
Mr. Money. What? Surprised his name isn't like Mr. Moneybags.
Or Mr. Cash. Or is that his son's name was like Cash? I don't know. Let's get into
His
it,
name was Doll. Anyway, yeah, let's talk about it. So
that wasn't his wife's name? I thought it was his wife's doll, like in a
I think that's his
sexist kind
son.
of way.
So
Oh, like like dollar. I gotcha.
yeah, see? That's what we're talking about. What are we talking about, Doug? What movie are we talking about?
We are talking about movie number 9.
Yeah, Bojack Unbound, or this is one of my favorite titles, Doug.
Mm-hmm,
I love this one so much. The Galaxy at the Brink, the Super Incredible Guy.
Oh my god. Why is there always an incredible guy, a super mega guy? It's
I mean, and it's always a guy. You notice that?
I don't know. Well, I used to use, when I said guy a lot, it was gender neutral, so I don't know.
Right, but I think here they're always like, it's a
It's never-
dude. He has a
never gender
ding-a-ling.
neutral. It's just a dude, yep.
It has to be. Otherwise, boys won't watch. Oh, you know what? We just had 18 as a villain, so I guess, like, that's fine. She wasn't a main villain, but, like, you know,
Half a
progress.
villain.
Yeah. So you might be asking, what is this movie about? Maybe not you, Doug. We just watched it. I hope you know what this movie is about.
What was this? I was passed out completely.
You were anxious about your trip. That's what it
I was in a
the whole time.
comatose state. Just
Yeah.
thinking about Vegas.
It is the Money Family is hosting a Tenkaichi Budokai, but everything goes terribly wrong when Bojack and his minions show up in the final stages. The Z Warriors are handily defeated, leaving Gohan to face off against Bojack all alone. Can Gohan's newly obtained Super Saiyan 2 transformation save the day? So, It is newly obtained. It's crazy
and
newly
they
obtained.
go around and say, like, this, they spoil the movie, like, oh, Super Saiyan 2 is here.
So this movie premiered in Japan July 10th, 1993. For context, at least for the anime, this premiered after episode 192, the episode after Cell has been defeated, where Trunks is brought back to life and Goku says he's going to stay behind in the afterlife. So, Super Saiyan 2, super new. You know, it's only been around for...
perfect timing, too. I'm sure they, like, worked to get to that deadline where they could release it right after that, so it'd kind of be like a continuation of the story.
Exactly. You know? The timing is super great. I just have to commend them on that. Like, I'm sure that was planned.
Especially with how good this looks. I don't know what... I hope they had a longer deadline, but...
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I hope they had plenty of time to work on it, you know, but who knows? Maybe they didn't. Maybe they had a deadline, like the Cell is going to be defeated by this time.
Right.
We did have this movie out to get it out in theaters and shit.
Yeah, it's wild that it's just such good timing there. Before we get into it, just another couple of things. This is directed by Yoshihiro Ueda, director of the Trunks special. Later on in time, the episode of Bardock, as well as Yo, Son Goku and Friends Return. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah, so the guy knows what he's doing. He handles a lot of good stuff. Yeah, for sure. So let's get into it. So you had brought up, you know, how good this movie looks, and yeah, that's definitely in my notes. That like this movie looks insanely good. Sometimes there are some crap shots, and there's very few here.
Yeah, it's very far in between, and like I keep getting surprised. I keep thinking the next movie can't look any better than this, and then it does. Like I thought movie 8 looked amazing, but this one looks like on another level. I don't know if it's just different styles. So they're both obviously amazing, but I don't know, something about this one I think I like more.
Yeah, I have a snarky note that I took.
Oh yeah, bring it on.
So this movie is nonstop gorgeous, incredible. So that makes me wonder, is this where all the good animators were during the Cell arc? Hot take, because there's a lot of bad episodes there. Like I think back to the Boo arc, and I think for every like 3 good episodes, there's like one bad looking one. But then,
wasn't it like Studio, like something with house in the name? I forget, but it was like a...
Yeah, I think Studio House is the one. I know that, like, we got saved a lot by Studio Cockpit, who came in, like, during the Cell stuff and, like, was just churning out good-looking stuff. It was slightly different than the usual Dragon Ball look, but, like, it looked really great.
Yeah. It was definitely, like, 3 episodes, because I remember when I did my rewatch of it back then, I would, like, notice, like, oh, 1, 2, 3, and then here's the bad one. Like, oh, crap.
Oh,
and it's like...
no. I was saying in the Boo arc, there's 3 good ones to every bad one versus the Cell arc, where it's one good one for every 3 bad ones.
Oh, no way. Yeah, I mean, I guess the other ones were, like, good enough for me. But it was the Studio House one that was, like, so bad. But it was weird because I think they actually do flow with action a lot better than the other ones. It just still looks not great. Like I specifically remember Vegeta like doing a bunch of blasts and with like that combust into flames and stuff, and it just looks really cool. Like just how it flows, but not aesthetically appeasing to the eye.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff where the animation is pretty good. It's just the art itself is not great.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's still, like, everything has, like, at least consistent animation, I would say, throughout. I mean, it's been a while. It's been like a year since I watched Kai. But still, it's like, it's fine. I always felt like the art-wise was kind of not so great. But it's like, it lines up perfectly if they're all busy making this movie.
Yeah, exactly. There was no triangle guy in this movie.
No, not at all. He stayed far, far away. No,
this movie looked fantastic.
No Lupin Vegeta, that's for sure.
I always welcome Lupin Vegeta.
Oh yeah, me too. I welcome him into my heart as my Lord and Savior. And
yeah, there were shots of like Trunks and Ten Shinhan fighting, and like water like going slow mo through the sky, like as they're like crashing down on it. It just looked awesome. And same with Trunks again with like flowers when he's in a flowery field. It just looks so good.
The direction in this movie is so good.
Yeah.
It's just great angles and just, man, everything is so good.
Great angles, great poses.
I want to start with a question, and that is, so Mr. Money, whatever, the guy running this tournament who's wants to do it just for fun, for his son's, like, for his
birthday.
Yeah. He's like, I'm going to invite all these strong aliens from all 4 galaxies, and it's going to be a really big tournament. How did this dude get into contact with aliens from all the different galaxies? I don't think we have anybody in like the main cast who knows anybody from like the southern galaxy. Period.
Well, no, they're fake. They're just people dressed up as aliens. Did they not say that in the movie?
They said like, oh, here they are. They're landing here.
Maybe,
and I'm like,
maybe it was a dub only thing, because I've seen this movie more dubbed than Japanese, because that's back when I was a dub fan.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure, like, it was not even a question to me. It was just like, yeah, that he just hired somebody to dress up as aliens. They're not real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, like, these guys weren't... Yeah, if you look back and freeze frame on them, they just look like regular dudes with makeup and stuff. And one of them's wearing a sombrero hat. That's not alien. That's a different kind of alien. But, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. That makes more sense.
Who did he contact for these aliens?
Jenkins, get me the Eastern Galaxy. You know the person.
Contact Kaio-sama. He knows a guy. What do you mean he's dead?
Oh, shit. What even happened in like the past week? Mr. Satan is here, though. This is our first time with Mr. Satan in a movie.
Yeah. Yeah, and he looks freaking awesome. Like he's still a towering, tall dude who's comic relief. It's great.
And his outfit is insane. He's got boots that have like fire painted on them. He's got a big
Has that ever
mantle
been in a video game or anything? Because that outfit looks awesome. He looks great in that.
It's so loud.
Yeah.
Perfect for his obnoxious.
Yeah,
persona.
egotistical. Yeah, it's perfect.
Oh, God, it's so good. You know who else is here? It looks like Man-Wolf is here from the 22nd Budokai.
For a moment, it might be him.
Right. I mean, it is daytime, so he would be in wolf form.
Yeah, exactly.
It's cool if he came back. They should have had other, like, contestants here. We should have seen, like, Namu and Panputo, and I'm in the middle of the 22nd Budokai, so I'm just remembering a lot of things.
I wonder if there's, like, some kind of thing where they're told you can't use characters from the past, because what if they come back later in the show? You don't want to mess with that or something, but...
Right. Yeah, I mean, could be. Or it's just...
I don't know. It's just like a hard rule where it's just like, yeah, okay, we have to just make new characters.
Right. Yeah. It could be. I mean, it is a movie, so it's just, you could just do whatever, and who cares?
Yeah, there's no canon anywhere in there at all, so it doesn't matter.
No.
But yeah,
not
who knows?
at all. So I'm assuming this movie takes place after Cell. Like, I can't remember if they mentioned that like Cell was a thing. Oh yeah, Goku brings up like, Mr. Satan was saved.
Yeah,
the world
Mr. Money's
Cell.
the one who's like, the one who defeated Cell, Mr. Satan.
Right.
Which then Goku sees on the TV.
Yeah. So Vegeta has since Kakarot is gone, just doesn't have a will to fight anymore. So he turns off the TV in his bedroom. He's not even gonna watch the fight. He's just gonna sit there and sulk.
Yeah, he's just, what is life anymore?
Right? Like, dude, get a hobby. You know?
I mean, that was his everything. You know, that was it. Without Goku there, it's just what is life?
What would Vegeta's hobby be if he really was like, I'm not gonna fight anymore?
Reading and sports.
You're right. It would be reading and sports. He'd really get into that.
But yeah, as we see back in the Buu saga, he's back into training again. So
right.
He got over it.
I'm sure Trunks was bothering him, like, hey, fight me.
I don't know about that.
I mean, they're training, and he's like, oh, you got to keep it up. And then if you can hit me, I'll take you to the amusement park.
Yeah, but I think that was like the first time they trained together.
Yeah. Well, the first time we saw it.
Right.
I'm sure Vegeta was punching a 5-year-old. Why not?
Savagery.
So we have this tournament going on. Krillin's there.
Yeah.
And Krillin gets shat on nonstop this whole
Yeah,
time.
a lot more often than even previous films. It's just him now. He's the focus of the comedy relief.
Right.
Well, I mean, yeah, him and Satan share it, but I don't know, a lot of it gets dumped on Krillin as well.
Yeah, it bums me out. Like, it's a little too much.
Because, like, Mr. Satan deserves it, but Krillin doesn't really anymore, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah. Dude, like, kept training and, like, keeping at it. He found love, and, like, life's different for him. Don't keep falling to the same shtick. But unfortunately, he's not too happy about who else showed up at the tournament, because he thought, hey, I might be able to win some money, but Gohan's here, Piccolo's here, Yamcha and Tenshinhan are here, which is great, like, to see them, like, still here.
Yeah, I like that, though, because it makes it feel like the tournament is kind of rinky-dinky. It's just a small thing. So Krillin assumes, like, no one else will really come here. It's probably just a thing that's taking place, in a separate part of the world that, no one really hears about. But nope, they must have heard about it, and they all showed up.
Well, they all want the money. I know that, Chi-Chi, of course, is always like, yeah, we want the money. That'd be great.
Yeah. Was there a prize thing for
Yeah,
money?
there's a money prize, because I know that Bulma screams at Trunks later of like, win so you can use all the money to take me on a hot springs tour. So,
oh my god, yeah.
Which is
and all
weird.
of us are like, yeah, but Trunks is like, God, no, Mom, chill.
Oh, yeah. Oh, also, you're rich. You could pay for it. It's fine.
That's true. They don't need the freaking money. But no, I guess she's a good mother. It's like, it's not Trunks' money, it's my money. And you should treat me, so you need to earn some money to take me out.
Yeah. I mean, moms are good at giving you guilt trips like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we've got a bunch of like random fights here that start the tournament. Like, Gohan's clearing house with all these random people. We get a pretty sick fight between Trunks and Tenshinhan. I really love this.
They really like paid attention to that like scene, like art wise and everything. Like they really wanted to give it justice.
Oh yeah, as someone who's right now in the middle of Goku versus Tenshinhan in the 22nd Budokai, it's great to see Yamcha not being a total dick and like.
You mean Tenshinhan?
Yeah, who did I say?
I think you said Yamcha.
Oh man, what's wrong with me? Yeah, Tenshinhan, that's what I meant.
Yeah, but no, yeah, it's so great seeing that. Like, yeah, what is Tenshinhan doing here? Like in this late in the game of the movie series, and no, he's there to hold up a fight, and it's great.
Yep, and they're very sportsmanlike, even though I feel Trunks cheated by transforming. Like,
by turning Super
that's
Saiyan?
Yeah. Although that says a lot about Tenshinhan. Like, you're already as strong as like a base Saiyan, which is nuts because they're overpowered all the time.
I don't know about that. I think maybe it's just Trunks did that out of respect to Tenshinhan. I'm not holding back. Like,
I'm not
holding,
that makes sense.
Like Tenshinhan's like, don't hold back and all that stuff. So he's like, all right, I'm not going to.
Right, I'm going to ramp it up a bit because I want you to know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
I just don't think we give enough credit to Yamcha and Tenshinhan and stuff at this point. Like, everybody's always like, the Super Saiyans are way too strong. But I'm like, yeah, they're not bad.
At least Tenshinhan took his shirt off pretty good.
That's true.
He did that.
Yeah, we thank you, Tenshinhan, for giving us
a slow-mo shot of that, and it's like, ooh.
So while this whole tournament's going on, Goku's kind of like chilling up in heaven with Kaio and Bubbles and all that, and kind of like watching this tournament on his rinky-dink TV. But I also want to talk about the playing cards, and Pilaf and the gang must have at least made it somehow to be printed on playing cards in the afterlife.
I never even thought about that. I said how I wanted like a copy of those cards, but I didn't think about, why they're on there. I thought it was just funny that they're on there.
Yeah, it's just funny because they're on there like, oh, sweet throwback. But also like, why? Like, give me the story. Are they rich?
He was emperor, wasn't he? Emperor Pilaf. Like that's why.
Yeah. He printed his own cards. He's like, I'll give all of these to all of the people of my country. And they'll be thankful. They'll be like, thank you, Lord Emperor Pilaf.
He made a surplus of like playing cards and nobody wanted them, so they're just everywhere for free. And Goku just has them.
Man.
That means Goku must have carried them with him from Earth, because he's the only Earthling. He's the only Earthling amongst Kai and Bubbles and Gregory.
He had a deck of playing cards in his gi when he went to go fight Cell and got exploded real good. He thought the Cell games was going to be actual games of like poker and shit. And he's like, I did do those puzzles a couple episodes ago. So.
Yeah, with the Tao Pai Pai.
Yep. Might as well bring a deck of cards.
Maybe he got it from there. Yeah, he slipped in his pocket there. Forgot it was there. He put it in his front pocket, just like the Dragon Ball back when Tao Pai Pai was going to shoot him with the Donpa Ray.
Hopefully these 52 cards will protect me and save my life.
That'd be amazing.
That would be so good.
So random and so stupid, but so good.
Do you want to say anything else about the preliminaries before they move on to round 2?
No, it's just very interesting how it's a new twist on the regular World Tournaments. Not like each twist, just different like locales and different kind of like stages.
Yeah, we have.
I'm surprised they didn't use them for like video games more. Did they ever like when the Tenkaichi? I didn't play the new Tenkaichi games, but.
No, I don't think they've ever used any of these, this like preliminary stage or anything like that.
Even like as a backdrop would have been cool. Like just have one flat like stage that doesn't do anything, but just the backdrop have like the rotating, the stage that kind of flips so that Krillin falls off, but he doesn't when he hangs on. You know, like that kind of stuff.
Just have it, or we could have it be like Smash Bros, where we've got the place working against you besides just your opponents.
Well, that's too much work for Bandai Namco to implement into a stage. That's why I give the benefit of the doubt. Just use backdrop. I just want to see the background. I've always wanted a backdrop of like the Cell games where like you see like everyone, Trunks, Vegeta, Goku fighting Cell Juniors in the background.
God, that'd be so cool,
your enemy.
Right?
It'd be so cool just to have that in the background. Is that a lot? I don't know.
It's too much to ask, I guess, even though they already have the character models, you know?
I know, yeah. Just think of in the background, like very in the distance, behind the invisible wall, and it's just there for decoration.
Yeah. I mean, it makes me think of Dragon Ball Densetsu for the PlayStation, where when you go into the pause menu during a fight, other characters are standing there in the menu and they're commentating on the fight that's currently happening.
Oh, really?
So it's like they're sidelined like at the time. Yeah, it is pretty cool. It's really nice. But so the preliminaries are over. We've kind of cleared out everybody. There's Krillin and Piccolo, Piccolo left. So
no. That's after preliminaries. I feel like that's when they're doing one-on-ones.
Well, then
that's when they're doing one-on-ones.
That's right. They're doing one-on-ones. So they've decided who's all going where, and they're going to move to Battle Island 2, which
wasn't this the weirdest thing?
It is so weird to have like 2 separate places that you're going to have this tournament.
Stage of the audience members have to move complete locations to another area to watch them continue the fight. It's like. It reminded me of E3 a few years back.
I was just gonna bring up the Sony thing.
The Sony one with like the white guy samurai playing his little thing, and then all right, that was it. Go back to the main stage to continue the Sony press conference.
Yep, go watch a guy play banjo for a while, and then move on to another place.
Everyone hated it so much, and it's like that's what this movie did.
That's where they got the idea.
What?
Yeah, for what? Yeah, because then they move to a second place, and then they just have to watch it on TV.
Yeah, everyone gets in their little car, roller coaster thing, and then just launches. That's literally just it. They get in the car and launch somewhere else.
Oh, before we talk about that, before we do that, we have to talk about Mr. Satan, who's like, I'm king shit. This tournament's gonna be great. Everybody loves me. Oh God, it's these guys.
Yeah, what are these guys doing here? Like that's when I really thought about how rinky dink. Like he was saying, why are they here? This tiny like thing. Like it totally threw him for a loop.
And so then he's got to go take care of his tummy troubles in the bathroom.
Yeah. Back to the old excuse. I can't. My tummy.
Oh, it's so bad. And then he's trying to like leave. He's like, I'm going to fight. I'm going to come back. And then, oh no, all the boats are leaving. We've got to go.
Yeah, they're all going to the next island.
God, it's good. Poor Mr. Satan.
Yeah, I love it.
So yeah, they're in their little like pod cars and they're sent to their own battle locales, which like we talked about before, like the previous movie that you were like, oh man, I really wish they would have stuck around in like the Sakura Blossoms, because that was just such a cool place where we just went to planet. And like, this movie, I think, answers that. There's so many cool new places we see for all these fights. Yeah. There's like a weird like playroom that Gohan's in. There's like a beautiful field and stream that like Trunks is at.
Yeah, and there's like the lava volcano that Krillin's in. Yeah, it actually is pretty damn great. I didn't think about that. You're right.
The random like Victorian city that they're in.
That I was like, while I'm watching the fights in there, I'm like, where is this? Like, is this real? Or like, what?
No, there are all these like weird domes because like Gohan gets like punched like through one, the glass shatters, and he's suddenly in another place. Right. And you can still see like the previous place like in the background through the crack. It's so rad.
Like a Hunger Games type dome thing where they're stuck in.
Yeah.
simulation, basically.
And it's very clear that these are not the aliens that Mr. Money had set up to fight. And,
I didn't see one sombrero anywhere.
No sombrero. I don't know what the word for zero is in Spanish. I was be like, uno sombrero. I'm like, nope, Randy, that's one.
Negative uno.
Negative uno. Oh, I'm so white.
It's just zero, but with an accent.
Oh, zero.
Zero.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Ah, man, I should have remembered Bleach, because that's the Hollows attack, is the zero.
Oh, is it? Nice.
Yeah. Oh, Bleach. I'm so glad that you're coming back. Maybe. I don't know. I never finished the manga. It got too...
Yeah.
Oof. But that's another story.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, what's really cool is once they realize that kind of like stuff has gone to hell, Yamcha and Tenshinhan are like, we gotta help. So they jump in their little cars and they go. They are selfless. They are going to go and do what they can.
Yeah, I like that, actually.
Especially, like, Boo Arc Yamcha is very like, I'm done. Quit.
Yeah. I'm way out of my element here, but nah. In this movie, he's like, no, I'm gonna do my best to do what I can.
Hell yeah. Let's talk about these dudes that they have to fight. They are
These
blue
dudes.
aliens.
They have names, and we actually know their names.
That's true. Thanks to them naming two of them, and then like we had to like know the other two from like supplemental material.
Well, Zangia is just like the one that everyone knows. That's the female one.
Yep. Got Gokudo, who is the
Gokudo.
sword man that Trunks fights.
I always like every time I want to search for Goku, like in a video game, and Gokudo comes up as well. I'm like, not this guy. I don't want him. Like in my mobile game, he's in there a lot. I'm like, I don't need you.
Okay.
In Dokkan Battle. But yeah, there's him, which is he's like the Trunks of the group. He's like the cool one with like a sword and everything, and he's there to show off that transformations exist, I guess.
Yeah, because he's like the first like one that we actually have a hard fight with.
No, actually, it is just him and Bojack that do it.
Yeah, well, I mean, Zangia's hair stands up, which
It's not
she
a
doesn't.
transformation.
Her skin color doesn't change like the rest of them, but her hair does go up and it makes like a ring sound, which is cool but weird.
The sound effects in here are really good in the movie.
Oh yeah, I kept talking about how I love like the weird reverse zipper sound that it makes whenever they're flying around. So cool. Yeah, it's kind of similar to Cell's like buzzsaw sound when he flies, but different.
Yeah.
We got two other ones though. We got Beto, who's the tiny guy in the turban sort of thing, who's like a magician.
I was gonna say he feels like a magician, but I'm like, oh, all of them had that like string power that he uses later.
Right. I think, but he's like the one that you think of when you think about that string power.
He invented it, and the other ones just they used it with him. So.
And Mick Goaty Face, which his real name is Boojin.
Boojin.
But we learn that Bojack, who is the leader of this ragtag group of people, was just a galactic thug who was sealed in a planet at the far end of the galaxy.
Kaio-sama's own mouth. He's a thug.
That's all he was. Thug. Screw that guy. He's a punk bitch.
Bojack the punk bitch.
The galactic punk bitch.
In theaters this Friday.
And it's unfortunate that when Cell blew up Kaio's planet, it weakened the seal and Bojack was able to get out, which, all right, I mean...
Yeah.
I feel like this movie, like I've complained before that the villains are very like one note and like that's it. Bojack is the most nothing.
It's so nothing, dude.
He's evil. He was evil before. He's evil now.
After coming out of the Broly movie where they tried so much to give an actual story, to come to this, it's just I don't know. I mean, I guess it's nice to have him once in a while, but yeah,
right. Can I be a little bit of a hypocrite?
Go ahead.
So I actually like that these guys have like they're just bad. Fight them.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like that's what I was saying. Like, after coming out of the Broly movie, like that, they tried a lot. This one, it's like a little break from that. Right. It's just a straight enemy, just defeat him.
I think we gave movie 6 a lot of shit because it just kind of just gets right into the action and it's meh.
Yeah.
The action in that was bad. The action in this is good. Like we have a lot of good fights. There was no
good henchmen in movie 6. This one has good henchmen that are memorable.
We don't just have nameless or faceless robots. We have this.
Yeah, exactly.
And everybody kind of gets a chance to shine a little bit. Like Trunks has a really good fight with Gokudo. Yamcha and Tenshinhan, like they get in there, but they get their butts handed to them. But that's okay. Like they tried.
Yeah. Krillin gets knocked out by Zangia after her hair flips up.
Real fast.
And so really it's just Trunks and Gohan that have a good fight.
Piccolo's in it for a little bit.
Yeah.
Vegeta shows up, which
He does.
is great. He's showed up and he's like, Trunks, Daddy brought you your sword. You forgot it at home.
You left it at home again, son.
You gotta stop doing that.
Here you go.
Which is nice. He's finally gotten over his like, oh
That
no.
Pretty cool. Yeah, I like that. That's how he arrives, by giving Trunks his sword like that and saying, "Oh, he looked freaking awesome." Like as him and Bojack like square down, like he's drawn so like muscly and shit. It looks awesome.
It's very much like, don't forget, he's at least Super Saiyan grade 2 at this point, so give him some more muscles.
Yeah.
I also want to point out, like, it is cool for him to bring that sword, especially, like, this is fresh off the Cell arc, where he didn't really give a shit until, like, Trunks died, and then he's like, oh, I actually do care about my son.
He realizes that he, like, cared, yeah.
He's still going to be a, tsundere about it.
Yeah. Tsundere, yeah, exactly about it, but yeah, he still does. I want to imagine, like, to carry that sword, Vegeta actually wore it himself, so I want that variant costume of him with the sword on his back,
Gotta add it to my drawn idea notes.
Vegeta
with sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool. But yeah, I wanted to touch on Kaio-sama when he mentioned the whole Piccolo Daimao thing.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, because I think the sentence was like, Bojack is evil, more evil than Piccolo Daimao. And you and I were like, that's weird that he picked out that villain of all villains.
He didn't. He said he has like the most incredibly strong evil ki in the universe. And Goku says, like Piccolo Daimao, and he's like, way worse.
Was it Goku saying that?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it is strange for Goku to bring that up, because I brought up like Frieza is pretty new and like was pretty evil.
And he didn't turn to the good side like Vegeta, so it wasn't like, well, quote unquote, but you know what I mean? Like, it's, why Piccolo Daimao? But it makes sense that he said evil ki.
Yeah.
Because Piccolo Daimao is just the spawn of Kami's evil ki. So maybe
he's 100% evil. There's no good
exactly.
there.
So that's what it's literal in the sense that Bojack is just like evil. That's it. He's just evil.
Yeah. Although how much, like, tabs was Kaio putting on Earth at the time when Piccolo Daimao was around? Kaio should have been like, who? Like, I had other shit to do.
I think I heard that name somewhere before, but...
Somewhere? Yeah. I don't know.
Well, it's cool to think that's what it is, because the Piccolo Daimao is just evil, but Frieza is just like, yeah, of course, evil in a sense, but he with a mission. Like, he wanted just to conquer planets and shit. You know what I mean? Like, of course that's evil, but...
Right. I mean, by definition, Piccolo Daimao is 100% evil, so, like, he had evil ki.
Yeah. If Frieza went down a different path, it could be a good guy.
Right.
Just saying.
I mean, yeah, he does help.
He didn't want to conquer planets. If he wasn't so damn good at it.
I like that the tournament organizer's idea is, after seeing all of this terrible things, Doskoi getting murdered on TV and like Yamcha and Tenshinhan.
Doskoi.
We gotta talk about Doskoi.
No, we don't.
Is their immediate thing is like, oh no, we need our savior, and they just forcefully put Mr. Satan in a pod and like, go save the day.
Go. Like, wait, my seatbelt's not ready. Just launch the machine. Launch the rocket. It's so great. They pull him out of the freaking bathroom while he's taking a shit, like his fake shit.
Yeah, to go throw him in a pod and be like, save the universe.
Yeah, I mean,
you saved us from Cell. Like, oh no, I've made a terrible mistake.
Exactly. Yep. He asked for that shit.
This is what he wanted. So, I mean, then we just kind of get some good action, and Gohan trying to fight on his own for dear life. And
yeah, Gohan going Super Saiyan with his father's gi on looks freaking awesome.
Such a cool looking outfit.
It really is.
And he's taken on like 4 of these bad guys at once. Like, I'm really impressed.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not his fault that he's never come across the move that just binds you in these in this magical constraints.
Strings.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that really does a number on him. And then, of course, he's like getting Big Bear hugged by Bojack.
Just like Cell did.
Yep. And that's true. Man, these movies do rip a lot from the TV series. And Goku's had enough. Not going to deal with this anymore.
Yeah. Time for Daddy to come.
You can't do that. That's against the rules. But instantaneous movement and punch him in the face.
Yep.
Can't stop me if you can't catch me. Spirit police. So yeah, he knocks Gohan free and tells him like, you have to unleash all your power and take him out. Quit acting like a pampered baby.
A pampered baby, yeah.
which, we're like, that's rough. But also, like, thinking back to the time in the Room of Spirit and Time where Gohan and Goku were training, Gohan brings up that Piccolo said you'd never be a good, trainer for me because you're too soft.
Yeah.
So clearly Goku's remembering this, like, okay, this is what's going to motivate him,
Yeah, yeah. And I'm sure he learned that. They spent a whole year in that chamber, so like that's his relationship with him now when in those scenarios. So it's great, like, consistent character development in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
If we didn't have that, who knows if Goku would have acted that way. That would have seemed out of character maybe if we didn't have that.
Yeah.
And I think that they're both filler, right?
Yeah, because that whole thing of Gohan transforming is all a Toei creation because we didn't see that transformation in the manga.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a really well done filler. It's great.
Yeah, it's my favorite. It's my favorite filler, and I'm so glad that it happened. And it's just like, I don't know, it's animated really well and great character moments like that. And that callback to something from the Saiyan arc where Piccolo does say, your father wouldn't be a good enough teacher for you like I am because he's too soft. That's so good. Such good attention to detail. Whoever wrote that
really
script
was a gift.
Wow, so good.
So good.
So Gohan is finally he's going for it. Super Saiyan 2 time.
Yeah.
Fuck these strings.
Yeah, this is the moment where like everyone falls in love with Gohan again because this is just like badassness incarnate. Like that's just what he is this moment. It's just stoic and like
walking straight forward through anything.
Yeah, and just yelling. I can't not hear Kryptonite now when I see that moment because there's a really well done A and B back in the day that combined the two audio clips together and then made the video. But yeah, it was fantastic.
Oh yeah.
I hear that dun 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 the Gohan scream in the middle of it. It's so great.
I'm gonna have to check it out again because I know I've seen it. It's just been a long time.
It's embedded in my brain, bro. Like Masako Nozawa screaming.
God, that's good.
Yeah.
So he's treating like Beto and Bujin like Cell Juniors, just punching them in half.
Punching and kicking, just like they're butter.
Mm-hmm. And then what's Bojack's response?
He grabs Zangia and throws her in front and blasts through her.
But for what purpose?
In universe, it seems like it's an attempt to like
throw Gohan off his game.
Yeah, surprise Gohan, like have a blast through it. But every time I've seen it, even when I first saw it, I was like, they did that so that we wouldn't have to see Gohan killing a woman.
Right, which I get it as like a character and like brand thing you want to protect, but also like that's sexist. You should be allowed to do that.
It is, but it would feel a little weird to see our heroes killing a woman.
I mean, we had Trunks trying to beat up a lady in like the Trunks special and stuff. Like 18's bad.
18.
Yeah,
I don't know, but maybe it's not. If it's done quickly, like it was with Trunks, or if it's quickly like Gohan did with Bujin and Buden, or Beto, then maybe it would have not registered, so it would have just been quick.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Maybe they didn't want to risk it, and they just.
I mean, I think you're right. I think that is what it comes down to a lot, and also to be like, look at Bojack, he's a selfish asshole, but
that's true. That's true. Like he needs to die because he's just completely evil. He doesn't care about anything.
It played multiple roles.
Yeah,
is what that was doing.
Yeah.
And then somehow Bojack survives this, but Gohan gives him a Toei punch.
Yeah, right in the middle of his fucking chest. It's so awesome looking. But then I'm like, Gohan's not long enough to make a hole through his body, that humongous body.
Right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not right. That arm would have to be like 6 feet long.
I want to see a 360 shot of that pose and see how that anatomically works.
Right. I mean, it's just like you've seen that thing where somebody broke the camera in Fighters, so that way, like all the fun camera tricks. Like here's all the deformations the models are doing. It's just
how humongous Gohan's hand is compared to his arm and shit.
Yeah,
it looks so
it's
goofy.
just that they had to break the models.
It makes for perfect camera angles.
Yep, exactly. I'm also thinking of like the CG opening to JoJo Part 2, where Caesar is in like a really cool pose, and they like broke down the CG, and they're like, here's what that shot actually looks like outside the frame, and they broke Caesar's arm in like 4 places to get in that pose. It's so funny.
I love that. You just sacrifice reality for a cool shot, and I'm totally that's what animation is for. If you can't use the medium in that way, then why are you using that medium in the first place?
Exactly, except for unless you're making King of the Hill, because that's okay in my book. So Gohan saved the day. He wasn't a pampered baby, and he saved everybody, and everything's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
And they're all in the hospital recovering.
That's why it's just some simple story that it's just, fighting this bad guy who's evil. And that's it. And that's all it has to be, because at the end of it, I did enjoy the movie. So it was just like it did its job. It wasn't boring. It had interesting characters as villains.
Yeah. I think here's the thing. Movies that tried to be more than just like a simple thing didn't do it, so it feels like a failure. So then it's like, this was not good. But when you have it just be, this is just a popcorn flick, it's just for fights.
You're right.
Here's just a simple premise, and it can succeed at that. Congrats, you made a good movie. Like, is this like a great Dragon Ball film, like that lets you like know what the show is all about? No.
It doesn't have any interesting new lore. Not really.
No. Does it whip ass? Yeah. It's funny. There's great fights.
It set out what it went to accomplish, and
exactly.
That's perfect.
Yeah. It did good what it wanted to do versus trying to overshoot and, whatever. So
Big Getty Star.
God, I don't want to think about movie 6 anymore. It's so bad.
It's so bad, dude.
This watch through in this podcast has made me hate movie 6 more than I used to.
Me too. Like, I didn't think of it in a bad way when as in memory, but after seeing it again, I'm like, yeah, this is not
That's all
good.
I can think about. Yep. Oh, good times. Well,
good times. But no, I wanted to mention how like I said, I watched this dubbed a lot when it first came out.
Right.
It was weird because Bojack always mentioned Goku as if he knew him, but of course
so
we know that's
weird.
We know that's not accurate at all because Bojack's been sealed away for a long, I don't know how long, but a long time. I think he mentions Goku once in the Japanese version, and just as Gohan's father. He's like, "Oh, your father," or something like that, as he's crushing him. But I don't know if that's because Gohan. We talked while watching the movie, so I don't know. Maybe we missed it where Gohan was like, if my father was here,
right."
So in response, but it just felt in the dub super weird. It's like he says Goku by name, so it's multiple times. Like, without Goku, you got nothing. And then
weird.
Gohan does the stupid line where he's turning Super Saiyan 2. He's like, "Don't forget, I'm my father's son." Like, what are you saying? That's the stupidest line.
That sure is a sentence.
It's so dumb, but yeah.
I'm glad that Funimation is in a different place now with their localization choices.
Yeah.
But oof, man, it was rough back in those days.
Yeah, it was rough times, yeah.
Do you want to say anything else about this movie, or do you want to take a little break and hear what other people had to say?
Yeah, let's hear what the people have to say.
All right, cool. Let's do it, and we'll be right back. And we're back. Man, my favorite part every time is I get to hear what other people had to say about the movie, which is great.
Yeah.
So we've got a good stable of people always throwing stuff in here. I appreciate it.
A good turnout.
Oh, yeah. Julie YBM. Thank you so much, Julie. Julie says, Ueda's directing masterpiece. Colors and background animation galore. Blew my fucking mind last time I saw it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this movie, again, looks amazing with different scenarios, different scenic places.
Mm-hmm. And just all of the action looks great. I mean, of course you can always, you can animate it, you can add more frames. It's gonna look all right, but just how everything is visualized and the composition of these shots, both in just the action and just everything else throughout the movie.
Yeah. Definitely top tier. They tried with this movie.
Good visual storytelling chops for sure.
Well, it's a good thing they did, because otherwise the movie probably wouldn't be good. We wouldn't think it's a good movie, because that's really all. We gotta sell
it on the action and the visuals.
Exactly.
And it's cool to know that this person, Ueda, went on to do rad shit like Yo Son Goku and Friends Return, because that is good stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Man, I love that special.
Me too. Can't wait to watch it again. It's been since 2015, so 6 years.
Yeah, I remember when that came out. That was the newest thing we've had in a long time, and I was so amped for that when that finally came out. I think I watched it on the official Japanese site. They had it available to play with English subtitles. It was so great.
It was so cool, so fun to come back, because it was the first new thing really since GT. So
so it was woof.
Yeah,
it was great.
We were all horny. We were all horny for it.
If you say so.
Say I'm wrong. Jake at JakePay16 says right off the bat, I'm right with you, Jake. Trunks looks hot and the animation is crisp.
Speaking of being horny,
Bojack and his minions could be better, but I can live with it. Just a fun movie if you turn off your brain and enjoy some fun action. Also, they gave my boy Tien a cool fight against weirdly hot Trunks. That's true. Tenshan throws off his shirt, showing off the goods.
Yeah. His simple white shirt that he just decided to wear for no reason, other than just to take it off later on.
Right. Yeah.
I just love that Trunks like ripped jacket, man. It just looks awesome.
It's not in anything else, but like this movie and movie 8, it's so like it's such a cool choice to show off those arms. But like,
I like it though, because I don't think it would have made sense if it was introduced in the series proper.
Right.
But it's nice to have it just in the movie.
I mean, he could have wore it coming out of the rosette just to be like, look what what happened. My arms are so jacked that my jacket was too tight.
My arm part of it ripped off only like perfectly around. Show my muscles.
Right? That's sexy. I'd be cool with that. Ashley Denoa at LFCAD says, I love this movie, and it's surprising given how bland the villain was. Mm-hmm. The first movie with Mr. Satan gives the movie extra points too, and I love the colors in this movie. It's beautifully animated.
Yeah. I love seeing like Mr. Satan's blue hair. Like it's just
Goku has like blue highlights to his hair too. It's nice.
Yeah, because at first I thought, because Mr. Satan's behind like a glass, because he's in like a ship or whatever, so it's like we're seeing the camera from behind the glass, so it's like a reflection of blue. But no, like even Goku has like a blue tint, so it's just like a style choice. Yeah, and I love it.
It's so cool. I'm really glad. Like, just it looks so good.
It really does. This movie looks phenomenal. That's what it is. If you don't have story, at least look good and have good action. Like that's all you need.
Exactly. That's all we had. I don't think there's anything else I have to say about the movie other than it's time for just a little bit of trivia. Doug, are you ready for this?
I don't know. Are you? I don't think you have any trivia last time I checked with you.
Well, get ready.
You said you had squat. We already knew the characters, the henchmen's names, so we already knew that.
Well, I got one last surprise up my sleeve for you.
Okay. What is
friend?
It? I got you. Don't give me a date. Please don't give me a date.
It won't be a date, I swear.
Okay.
What voice actor played Bojack's roommate, Todd Chavez?
What? Oh, no. In Bojack Horseman? You asshole. I told you. I never watched that show.
Well, that's fine. It was Aaron Paul. Aaron Paul played Todd Chavez.
Oh, Jesse from Breaking Bad?
Jesse from Breaking Bad plays his roommate in Bojack Horseman, a Netflix original series that is based off of Dragon Ball Z Movie 9.
Yeah, it's based on Movie 9. That's what it is. Did you catch that it was like Jesse as soon as you like heard his voice?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen the first episode of Breaking Bad and Jesse wasn't in there, but I know who Aaron Paul is.
You haven't seen Breaking Bad?
No, just the first episode.
Dude, it didn't catch you from episode 1.
Know. I mean, I thought it was an interesting premise, and like I know everybody loves it, and everybody loves Let's Call Saul.
Fist
or whatever.
Yourself.
Whoa.
No, I don't even like Better Call Saul that much. It's just some more Breaking Bad stuff material. Mm-hmm. Dude, Breaking Bad. I rewatched that show more than any other show I think ever. Like that show is phenomenal, dude.
I mean, I'll get to it at some point, probably.
You better.
But you know who else Aaron Paul plays and does a great job? He plays a villain in like a 2-part episode of Tron Uprising, and it's so creepy. He does such a good job.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. I never saw that either.
Check out Tron Uprising. It's on Disney Plus. It's good stuff.
There's this guy in Breaking Bad, a character named Badger, who his voice is super unique. He plays I think Wedge. Yeah, Wedge in Final Fantasy VII, like in the dub, obviously.
Oh, but, yeah.
He's got such a great voice. Like that voice is it's super great.
Oh, yeah. I dig it.
Breaking Bad, man. It's a good show. It's a phenomenal show.
DBZ Movie 9, good at what it does. Breaking Bad, phenomenal show.
That's all I have to say.
Bojack Horseman, pretty
priceless.
Good. But also depressing, and I can't watch anymore because I'm
I didn't
scared
know it was
of the
that kind of show. Like I thought it was just straight comedy, but...
No. No, it's rough, man. Oof.
It's rough. It's too real.
Hard to watch. What was it? It's a 30 Rock joke. A movie hard to watch based on the movie Stone Cold Bummer by Manipulate. So that's what Bojack Horseman is.
Nice.
thank you, everybody, for listening. We love hearing what you had to say and interacting with you. Keeping the conversation, talking about Dragon Ball is always great. Continue to tweet at us at WeGotAPod. Still no emails, so you can email us at WeGotAPod@gmail.com.
I'm gonna have to end up emailing you. I'll email you.
Wow, that'll be sad.
So, hi, buddy.
What's
That's
that? Please continue to pressure Doug to read the super manga. Stuff is happening.
Please pressure Randy to watch Breaking Bad.
Oh no, I opened myself up to this.
Yeah, please.
I mean, I heard that Sarah Yummy Pixels was trying to talk you into it, and you're like, oh, I'll do it. Yeah, that sounds great.
Do what?
Read the super manga.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was like, Breaking Bad. I don't know what you're talking about.
No. Thank you to Rifti Beats for letting us use his track Kakarot Theme Hip Hop Trap Remix. You can find his track and other great tracks by him on his SoundCloud. Thank you to our sponsors. Doug, you got anything you want to plug?
I'm Drbaz Doug on Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube.
That's right. And you got...
Go and check out that stuff.
Yeah, check him out on YouTube. He's got some sick AMVs. What's Up Danger, his newest one.
Oh, don't even get me started on that. Did you? I don't think I told you about that. I should have said this in the beginning, but
you did. But tell us anyway.
Well, no, like even past that, the convention was this weekend.
Yeah,
and it didn't make it as finalists, so they played it in the overflow category throughout the day. Apparently, it won best video in that overflow contest.
Oh.
Yeah, which is kind of like bittersweet. Like, if it was good enough to win that, maybe it should have been in the contest proper, but I don't know. I really just wanted it so I could I wanted to watch people watch it, if that makes sense, So,
no, totally, I get it.
But it won, which means it was going to be playing during the closing ceremonies of the convention. Like, they show all the winners of the A&B contest during closing ceremonies. Well, they got to mine, and it played 2 seconds, and then they cut it off, and they accidentally skipped it. And that was it. There was no going back and replaying it. They just skipped it, and nobody could do anything about it.
I'd be furious, man.
I was upset. I'm not mad. I was just super bummed. Again, like, I was bummed because it didn't make finals, and then bummed again that... Because I have a friend who goes to the conventions, and who I asked, like, if he could record the people's reactions to it, and literally he said he got, like, 10 seconds, and the video cut off within 2 seconds.
Oh, God, that's such a bummer.
It sucks, dude. That's all I wanted, but...
Yeah.
Oh, well.
So, everybody, if you could tell all of your friends to go watch that video, give it, like, 4 million views, I think. Will 4 be okay?
4 million? Yeah, it's only a couple views from that,
Okay, yeah, let's bump it up to 4 million. Make Doug feel good. He deserves it. He put a lot of hard work into his stuff. He's a great artist, a great editor.
For my non-AMV stuff, I just got an email from YouTube also saying, we're demonetizing your entire channel, by the way. Like, oh, okay. I mean, I wasn't making any money off of it anyway, but, I had, like, figure reviews up there that just got a couple 100 or 1,000 views, but YouTube's just like, no, we're demonetizing your entire channel. So, I mean, it doesn't really bother me. I make the AMVs just to make them for fun.
Right.
But it was just it was just more piling on top of my shitty weekend of Dragon Ball-ness.
Man.
So I'm glad I got to do this with you, at least. Like, this is a fun Dragon Ball part of my week.
Yeah. There's always something to look forward to. And hey,
yeah.
Guess what? There's more Broly on the horizon.
Hell yeah. Or hell no. No, wait. Hell yes. And then hell no.
Hey.
And then hell fuck yeah.
Oh,
a little down the road.
It'll be so good. Great. Well, thanks. Please subscribe to the show. Tell your friends. Especially do that. Post a review. It's always super, super helpful. And we'll check you out next time for movie 10. Broly, he's coming a second time.
Again. See you guys.
Get vaccinated.